And then
because $1,000 you can't give me 200 cedis. What am I using 200 cedis for?
how did you
200 cedis from where I'm from. 200 cedis can take me there.
And I was volunteers, no special package with my Timothy. Money orientation, a man can't say, Mobile Skabia, my tea and Wasi. Tea, expected package when I'm with my. Tea, any more Juman in area, even last minute, you got all the boys in the crowd. It didn't say any person, and you have for Musa. And see, if your mama is standing free money and quarter, I say, I won't check it out 12 o'clock without giving us any money. Oh, my shame, I say, me flee while I want to buy a menante.
oh my god.
The matter chop hot. Assembly diloto. Hey! Aye!
Surfing on the internet last night, and we chanced on some interesting stuff that was hovering on our airwaves or on our timelines, and it is all about the certain videos of which we all know the 13th All African Games is done and dusted. Not long ago was the closing ceremony, of which Stonebwoy, Riala were the top Ghanaian artists that represents Ghana, among other African nationals who also graced the occasion. However, the conversation is still on as to how many medals this particular tournament Ghana won, how Ghana fared under this particular tournament and all that. But it looks like the conversation has now transcended from the athletes to the people who are even volunteers or who even volunteered in the 13th All African Games. You know, when it comes to games like this or tournaments like this, there are people who volunteer to work for the L.O.C, whether the L.O.C or even the organization body, for free. They commit themselves, of which some are non-governmental organizations, of which some of these organizations do not work for profit nor for income. And we know this particular tournament was no exception, of which people actually gave themselves as volunteers, both from the opening ceremony throughout the tournament and even to the end of the tournament. So, yes, as we were just surfing, I just chanced on this video online. Let's watch the video which prompted this particular episode. My name is Roland AMARTEY. If you're watching for the first time, you're welcome. This is Roland Reports. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this content with other people. And also don't forget that this particular show is sponsored by Shagzy, Ghana's #1 ride-hailing app. Shagzy, it is time to ride. So let's see the video that actually caught my attention. Then when we come back, I actually have details of what actually the L.O.C, which is the local organization committee, actually promised these volunteers that has gone south, which has now gone or made them go haywire. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. So this particular video is a video that I chanced on Adom Online TV or Adom TV Instagram page, which depicts that these are demonstrators or volunteered or people that volunteered at the just ended 13th All African Games who are demanding for their allowance and also payment of being volunteered, of which, according to the report or the caption on this particular video on their page, the police were giving warning shots to deter these protesters or these volunteers who are protesting for their monies or their allowances, to deter them from causing damage at the game village or the Legon sports stadium. So this is the video of which. So when I chanced on this particular video, there were so many questions that were running through my mind. Okay, first of all, these guys are volunteers. And again, did the L.O.C actually promise them something? Yes, even though they are volunteers and they probably might have signed up for free, could there be any promises that were made them before this particular project were commissioned to them or before they were even signed up? What were the processes that they went through in terms of registration and even accreditation processes, which gave them that license to even be part of the tournament for us to even get to the place of where they are now demanding for allowances and all that. So yes, some of my colleagues who are journalists also were at the scene, of which they also made certain inquiries to why some volunteers would now be demanding for allowances and monies after the whole tournament is done or after rendering a volunteering service. So let's take a quick. I have some few footages I would want you to see of the interviews that were gotten from some people who are also volunteers that are part of the demonstrators asking for their money. When we come back, I have some few things to share with you, some few details of which I think may be the cause of this particular riot or may be the cause of this understanding, the requirements that they went through, what the L.O.C promised them, and why we are here today. Stick and stay. I'll be right back.
Because $1,000 you can't give me 200 cedis. What am I using 200 cedis for?
How did you
200 cedis from where I'm from, 200 cedis can't take me there. Someone is for Bolivia boy, someone is for Western. If you people from Egypt, you give them $1,000, then how much we Ghanaians? You can't tell me this. 200 cedis that we are not taking. So we need our $1,000. You should bring our $1,000. If no $1,000, then we are not living here. We are sleeping here.
Let me ask you, were you promised $1,000 from the beginning of the program?
From the beginning of the program, what we will know is that as a volunteer, the benefit you have to get is not the $200 you are giving me. So the 200 cedis. So the 200 cedis you are giving me there is not and fire. I remember the fire. It's almost $5,000 in brand here. Na man you do almost 5,000. Media for my be 5,000. Yeah, see me mama etu. Ya me etu tumi na lambasa etu.
Na me ba na ndem ti say police for some warning shoot be near there. Now
I know the mama na no me no.
Oh, and you made a walk pa.
I was how be I see wa. Then e ko so wa.
Aye. So it's 30 African country games down my end. And I must volunteers, more special package with my money orientation. I'm going to say, Mobile is Kabia, my Tianwasi. Expected package for number by my any more Juman in area. Even last minute, you got the air boys in the crowd. It is any person, and you have for Musa. And you have a way if your mama is any free money on quarter. I say, I won't check it out 12 o'clock without giving us any money. Oh, my shame, I say, me flee while I want to buy a menante.
Now, over program, we say catch yourself volunteer. Now, volunteerism, say a mask out.
According to the sports minister, I was so big academy. That big academy, what you are saying?
My son's what to say, big academy, mamma 200 cities. Now, so MC Mosimundi.
I'm going to cry, say, my 200 cities. Now,
your mamma's gonna move.
Yeah, any baby, almost may I check out. You see, I put us for Obia Jimmy Key, Obia Jimmy Key, you know. Obia Jabi and one key 100. I'm going to t-shirts be my way. T-shirts made last week and a quiet talk. And a volunteer money a band there. Who my friend is a lawyer now also for his camera about the whole, about the fear and any imaginary room. Yes, king in our say, what you say, Jenny come and a man provided Jenny be my own, be any dear. Volunteer be no joy or be the yes in Papa Resica. I didn't tell the Ghana be behind your poor hand say. Stay to me.
The budget about and I'm not volunteer there. Namu ye volunteer juma na namu fa esika maya. Esika so aban ko so mudi. The pen obi afi lawyer. Lawyer anim dia na mra. Na ya adiwe ya na accident. 7,000 each volunteer. What have 8 million about for 4 minutes. family boss ẹyọ no neighbor ẹna akọsùnmọ ni sọmọ àmì volunteer Ghana ni ẹyẹ ama fine ba volunteer juma hàn obi bẹ ti bẹ jà ní juma hàn ama tàbá bẹ tẹ̀lé ọwọ́ àkà wà wí kìá sọmọ bẹ tẹ̀lé ó wù yà lọ́yà náà wù sùn ní mìíràn ó ní Ghana lọ 7,000 each volunteer èyí àbájá tí a máa yẹ náà wù broni àbá náà tà $4,500 ní àwọn sọ fà kọ náà yẹ èyí juma náà. Ebi ejuma closing ceremony. You need to be control police. You need control police. I said the police near Nigeria. Ebi I said we need to answer about this caravan. Now my sabutu 200 cedi.
Which has currently turned into a confusion at camp. So we know, yes. So right after when I saw some of these videos and these interviews, I decided to enter into some little research and do some background search as to why this particular issue would pop up, especially now that the whole event was crowned beautifully or was closed very beautifully without any form of car. So yes, first of all, these are volunteers. So let's first check the meaning of volunteers or even the job of who a volunteer is. So on the dictionary, or I searched on Google and it gave me Oxford Languages. It says, 1, a person who freely offers to take part in an enterprise or undertake a task. Second one says a person who works for an organization without being paid. And the third one says freely offer to do something, or these are verbs, work for an organization without being paid. So from all indications, you realize that the job actually of these volunteers they signed up for was to work and not receive any salary or expect any salary. However, yes, one can say that, oh, maybe this is the definition for who a volunteer is. Perhaps the L.O.C, even during their sign-up process on their website, probably might have promised them something that maybe if you are outside, you probably may not know. So yes, I went to the L.O.C, that is the website they created for the 13th All African Games, to check on if you are a volunteer. I actually registered myself in order to be sure of the requirements or have a very extensive detail on what it is to actually be a volunteer, what you stand to gain, and even the promises thereof. And these are my findings. So the first one, when you enter into their website and you sign up, right after signing up, this is the first thing that meets you, which is the dashboard. For my profile, you've already created a profile, so that one is there. But the dashboard is what actually will be able to send you through the process of you being eligible to even be a volunteer. So when you check at the top, you realize that there is 1, registration complete, there is 2, user profile, there is 3, application review, and 4, when you finally receive the nod of you being accepted to be a volunteer on that particular project. So this is what the first instruction says. Please click here to complete your profile. Dear potential volunteer, we are thrilled to have you here as we prepare for the 13th All African Games, a celebration of excellence in sports, unity, and vibrant culture of our continent. Your dedication and enthusiasm can make you a significant difference in the success of this extraordinary event. As a volunteer, you will play a crucial role in ensuring that the games run smoothly, athletes are supported, and spectators have unforgettable experience. This is an opportunity to be part of something truly remarkable, to connect with like-minded individuals, to create lasting memories. Before you begin your journey with us, please take few moments to provide us with some information about yourself, your skills, and your availability. Your contribution is valued, and we want to ensure that your experience aligns with your interests and abilities. Thank you for considering volunteering for the 13th African Games in Accra. Together, we can make this event a resounding success. And this is the first process. So then when you click here, it takes you to the next one or brings a form of which you need to complete before your application will be accepted for you to even qualify to be a volunteer. So the first one is it takes you through your educational background. That is the first page, page 1. your highest educational level, and are you currently enrolled in an educational institution? If yes, provide the name of the institution, your major, and your expected graduation date. What is your major level or area of study? Please upload the relevant academic certification. That is the first page. Page 2 also talk about availability and preference. Are you available for the following dates, which is the beginning 25th February to 28th of March? And what shift do you prefer? So when you click here, you see day shift, afternoon shift, and even night shift. And these are the requirements for page 2. Page 3 also has to do with skills and experiences. Of course, you need to list the skills that you have and also your experience in the field as far as being a volunteer is concerned. So it has, please list any languages you speak fluently. There's English, there's French, there's Portuguese, there's Spanish. Are there any specific subjects or skills from your academic background that you believe will be beneficial to your role at the 13th All African Games? Do you have any prior experience volunteering at the international sports, large scale or events? If yes, please state the event and even describe. This is for page 3. This is for page 3. Okay, so for page 4, it also talks about specific interest. Specific interest where you need to which area or role are the most interested in, or are you most interested in? And this is rather for page 4 as well. Let's look at page 5. Let's look at page 5. So for page 5, there are the general questions. Why do you want to be a volunteer? Describe a situation where you worked as part of a team and how you contributed. How do you handle stress and even unexpected challenges? That is, if it means you can work under pressure. And these are the requirements for page 5. For page 6 also talks about emergency contacts. Of course, when you are there and something happens, someone needs to be contacted. So the emergency please provide the name, relationship, contact number of an emergency contact, of which the full name, the number, your relationship with him, the telephone number, email, and do you agree to a background check if selected? Of course, you can take yes in order to boost your chances of being part of the whole process. Right after completion, of course, there's one that yes, before because you have provided your email address, contact information, and everything. This is the response that usually these volunteers all like get, or and in this particular instance, this is a copy of the email. If you are picked, this is a copy of the email you are going to receive. Congratulations, you've been offered a 13th All African Games volunteer role. 13th Africa Games 2023. So this is the message that is on. It says, so the scratch places the name of the volunteer. It says, congratulations, your application as a volunteer for the 13th African Games has been successful. You have been shortlisted for a volunteer position as volunteering team for the game. All volunteers are to take note of the following instructions. You will be housed at the University of Ghana campus. Arrival for camping is on Wednesday, 21st February at 3 o'clock p.m. at the African Union Hall, Pent Hall, at the University of Ghana campus. 2. Orientation and training starts on Friday, 23rd February 2024 and ends on Monday, 26th February 2024. You will be housed in a hostel facility 4 in a room throughout the training and the games period, with anticipated departure being 25th of March 2024. Volunteers will be provided with a bed and mattress only in your assigned rooms. You are therefore expected to report with your toiletries, pillow and pillowcases, bed sheets and curtains if possible, and all other relevant materials for your upkeep. You will be provided with breakfast, lunch, and dinner throughout the duration of your stay. Branded t-shirts will be provided to all volunteers. You are expected to come along with dark colored trousers, skirts, jeans, and sneakers respectively. Your assigned roles will be subject to change depending on the needs of the games. Volunteers will be given a certificate of participation after the games. you are expected to report any medical condition to the health desk at the volunteers village. For further information, contact the number. Thank you. Signed by Mrs. Juliana Aduyobo, Esquire, Director of the Volunteer Program, 13th African Games, Accra 2023. And this is the letter that you will receive as a volunteer. So these are actually the provisions and the promises that the L.O.C, that is the Local Organization Committee or the Volunteer Committee for the 13th of All African Games, actually promised these volunteers. But I asked myself again, why then have we gotten to this particular place? If their roles, demands, and whatever is supposed to be given them were given to them or were spelled out to them in plain language, why then do volunteers come out to demonstrate for their allowances and even packages that were promised them? These are the things that I think, like just listening to their views and also the response from the L.O.C, even with the requirements that they filled. These are my conclusions. One, I feel that there can be miscommunications. In order to motivate certain people to do some kind of works, sometimes certain languages of, oh, yabeye fine. Oh, we will see that you guys don't go home empty-handed. Oh, we will try as hard as possible to get you something. Oh, we will try our possible best to get you something. These are some of the words that probably may come from some of their superiors that may enter into some people's head that would give them that sort of motivation to think that, oh, we are supposed to get something or something is even due us, even though we signed up as volunteers. And again, I also think that some people are also ignorant of even the role that they picked up. That is what I also think. Some people are there because, probably they might have heard that some people were paid. Of course, certain people will be paid on projects like this, but it will depend on your role, which is why it is not everybody or everybody is not paid the same. Some people are paid higher than others because of the role that they provided. And the other volunteers that they were comparing themselves to, as in other nationals, whatever arrangements or agreements that were given to them prior to this, probably they have no idea. So I would wish that one, the volunteers will keep calm. And I hear the L.O.C, chairperson says they promised them TNT, which is about 200. Some people are also saying 500 and all of that will be given to them so that but as it stands, the volunteers are also not ready to even take that level of amount for transportation, as you heard in the past videos that I played. I don't know what you think, but you can equally share your views in the comment section. Let me know what you think and let me suggest ways of which this particular issue can be resolved. And also, the budget of the whole organization and everything have come out, and some people are speculating it is over 200 million. Some people are also saying $191 million. Is this the reason why some of these volunteers are agitated and feel like, okay, they are entitled to certain allowances and honorariums? What do you think? Share your views in the comment section. My name is Roland AMARTEY. Until then, we will meet on the next episode. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
The matter chop hot. Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye! Hey!